Oh yeah.
Shit gets
Welcome
me
to
fired up, man.
I love it. We're gonna have to change it up soon. It's getting copyrighted on YouTube and Spotify, but at least for now, I have a good guitar and drum track to bring me in. But yeah, welcome to the show. This is Best Bets for UFC Fight Night Cejudo versus Yadong. As always, my name's Dax. Sparring Sessions. I'm going to call myself co-host at this point. Sparring Sessions, logistics manager, probably. Let me tell you, booking guests, booking co-hosts, that's quite the effort. I'm with a man who has me do all that for him, does his own booking, because for the most part, he doesn't have a ton of guests. UFC Genie, back on the program. How you doing, Genie?
I'm not bad, you know. I've had better weeks after, for the UFC cards wise, like picks wise, but you know, it was not a bad card. You know, if we're talking picks wise, like 8-4, it's coming off of the ropes of a pretty not bad card. You know, if I got that main event, we would have been in a different conversation. But yeah. Pretty excited for this one.
Same. Matt and I just were talking. We recorded our predictions episode, and him and I both went 10-2. We won our our picks competition. Matt and I did for the week, so that was interesting. Yeah, good card. This week's card: UFC Fight Night Cejudo versus Yadong. Pretty good card, I'll say. We were talking on the predictions episode. A lot of mix-ups, a lot of fights. I mean, we had a fight just get booked today, and we already have odds for it, so I'll take it. I already gave out my rating. I said, B minus, C plus ish. Letter grade, number grade. What are you giving this card?
I'd probably give it out of 10.
Up to you. Whatever you want.
5.5 out of 10.
5.5.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty weak card. The main event's pretty good. I would like the main event's a good main event, but it's taken hit after hit, and they are scraping the bottom of the barrel to keep this one going.
They are indeed. Yeah, I'm gonna lower myself a bit. I've gotten some feedback that people like their hosts to be at eye level. Who knew? You can see my lovely fake plant in my wooden box.
Gold medals on the wall there for Cejudo Fight Week.
I love it. Triple C. We'll get to that. Maybe we'll get to that. First, though, we have to talk about last week. Betting recap of UFC Fight Night, Rodrigues versus Cannonier. We mentioned our picks. I'm going to go through the bets, the official podcast bets. Last week I had Sadikov. He won. Big underdog, plus 190. Hill, she won. Didn't look as...
it was a close one.
It was a close one. Some people, Matt called her split decision. Hill thought he had that one in the bag. He had picked against her. I had Chaos Williams, did not come through. He did not look great. And then I had Jesus Aguilar, looked a little better, won a round, I thought he was going to get a submission, but calling him Dustin Poirier now, just jumping gillies, doesn't always work. Brendan had Sadikov as well, Hill as well. Morales over on his takedowns. The line was set at 1.5 from what I could see. He mentioned 0.5. Morales got a few takedowns, so that hit. Zalal over takedowns, that did not hit. He did not get a single takedown. Called Calvin Kattar a greaser. I'm not going to comment on that.
Okay.
And then he had Delgado inside the distance. So pretty good week for Brendan. Sparring Sessions parlay.
Rip.
Well, I ridiculed you for your Walter Walker pick. Came through a minute?
Yeah, he got that done. I don't know why Dontel Mays was trying to. It was like he was trying to go for his own leg.
Yeah,
he was trying to go for pull his own leg up.
I don't know what he was doing there.
Yeah.
Will picked Angela Hill. Less. We kind of mentioned it. A little more sweaty, but still hit. And then I was so sure that you two had gone, and I'm like, all right, we're already at a big plus money. I'm going to pick a a bigger favorite I'm confident in to win. I picked Gregory Rodrigues, and he looked phenomenal for 5 minutes. And then he came out in the second, and I'm like, this is done. The line had already shifted, so I couldn't get a live. He just gassed out, got TKO'd. So,
yeah. He was looking good that third round, though. I do want to say he was winning that third round until he took that elbow at the end.
yeah.
Like, he was, like, it's really unfortunate, though, you have a spot like that to really jump ahead in the rankings and make a name for yourself, and you don't, you kind of falter a bit. It's unfortunate. I'm sure he'll be back. He's only 32. It's tough, though.
He'll be back. Jeannie, how'd you do last week betting wise? I mean, you posted your own.
I had some bets of my own. I had Rodrigues KO, obviously not good. He nearly got it done, man. Not good though.
So close.
I took Sadikov point spread in one of the discords. Plus 3.5. I thought Bonfim was gonna win, but I thought the point spread was still gonna hit. But we'll take a finish, I guess. It kind of did also hurt one of my other bets. I did also have a Bonfim Bros parlay. So that hurts, but one of them hit at least. Delgado point spread hit, and I took his KO as well, so he got it done.
I like it.
Vieira, I bet on him by submission. Was not expecting Petros. I don't know. I don't know how to rate Petrosky, man. I don't want to give him any props. I don't. Angela Hill, I bet on her during the card. That was a good one, but I kind of think that Souza won.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, it was one of those weird ones. It's just such an Angela Hill fight. She's been to so many split decisions. I was just kind of glad she won one.
Yep.
So yeah, that was last week. We're jumping into this week now. Best bets from UFC Fight Night: Yadong versus Cejudo. I will say, I make a point. One of my overarching MMA, some of my overarching MMA betting, call them maxim, commandments are: be wary of debuting fighters, be wary of guys who need a win really badly and will do anything to get it, and beware of short notice guys. And oh boy, do we have all three of those in spades this weekend. I mean, almost every fight, I think all but 4 or 5 put together, reassembled, shuffled. I mean, you said 5.5. That's probably lower comparatively than my, B minus, C plus score. It's an interesting card. We can kind of talk about some of the fights as we mention our bets. But yeah, so this is you've been on the show before, Jeannie, but for somebody who might not have listened, these are our best bets, our locks or crazy plays that were like, why are the odds this way? We have a segment later on the show where we kind of have value plays, lines that haven't dropped yet, that kind of thing. So I'll ask you first, and we only have 2 people this week, so we can kind of go back and forth. What's your first best bet, Jeannie?
So, Ibo Aslan versus Ion Kutalaba. I'm going to start there. I have a lot written down. But I kind of like that one. I think Ibo Aslan's one of his only ways to win. It's got to be a first round finish over Kutalaba.
Yeah.
And the line there, you can get Ibo Aslan first round finish at plus 200.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that a lot. I think Aslan striking, it might not be the best, but Kutalaba is he's on his way out. He was scraping by his last fight against that Erslan guy or whatever, Ivan Erslan. Yeah. Felipe Leans, he completely choked that fight too. he was looking not bad at the start, but then he just completely fumbled a finish and couldn't get it done. But Ibo Aslan, this guy is a lot of hype behind him, good striking. Really like that bet, plus 200.
Interesting. Now, let me ask you this. Ebo is a KO guy. I don't think he has any. Let me just double check. I don't think he has any submissions. No submissions, no decisions. 14 of 14 wins are by TKO. The line for first round KO TKO is plus 225. Are you risking it for the extra 25 cents?
Yeah, there's no reason why you shouldn't, right? I guess, but I don't really see the value. You might as well just do the plus 200, But sure. I do understand that point. Every one of his wins are KO, so you might as well take the extra money there. But I always like to play as safe as possible, and that's you're getting good value there anyways. So
fair enough. For my first play, I'm going to go Austin Vanderford. I have no idea why he's such a why he's an underdog against Nikolai Veretennikov. Listen to our predictions episode. I think Veretennikov doesn't have great takedown defense or ground game. And his only shot here is to kind of KO Vanderford early, which is how Vanderford loses. He's not super active in fights, though, Veretennikov. So I think, some of the lines haven't really dropped yet. I think Vanderford just kind of takes him down, has his way with him. This fight was just announced 5 hours ago, so we don't really have any props, but I guess the under 2.5 minus 105. So maybe I'm looking at if Vanderford inside the distance gets up to, spoiler alert for the value plays. If it gets up to like plus 200 more, I might look at that. I mean, Vanderford is a crazy line in my opinion, and I would be confident in him all the way. I mean, the line's dropping, opened at plus 180 for him, I believe. Dropping all the way down plus 135. I'm jumping all over it. I'd bet this like all the way up to minus 140, minus 150. So
that surprised me a bit.
The line or my pick?
The pick a bit. I think Veretennikov is going to win.
Interesting. Okay.
He was hanging in there with Danny Barlow. It was really.
He got taken down by famed takedown artist Danny Barlow too.
I thought it was Michael Morales.
He got taken down by both.
It says they both. Okay. But yeah, I think.
Was one of those they don't really count it.
Yeah. On UFC.com, it says 0 for 2 for both of them. For Barlow and Veretennikov.
Let me put it this way: his ass touched the ground for at least a second. That's a takedown for me, and both guys took him down. So that's my thought. What do you got next?
I'm going Julius Walker.
Cool.
Yeah. I like the line plus 185. Alonzo Menefield, he's up there in age, 38 years old, lost the last 2 by knockout. He didn't look amazing against like either of these guys. And his game plan against who was it 2 fights ago? Carlos Ulberg. He ran at Carlos Ulberg in like the first 10 seconds and just starts throwing punches at it. It's like, what do you think's going to happen?
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you expecting? And Julius Walker, this guy's looked pretty good on the regional scene. Like he's been active too. Like he's fought 3 times in the past like year at least, I think, maybe even 4.
Have you seen some of his wins?
Yep, I went back and I was watching some of them. I watched the some of the names are kind of hard to remember, but like you got
I could have sworn you'd remember.
He got like a triangle choke over one of these guys.
Your favorite, Myron Dennis.
Myron Dennis. Yeah, that's it. Trying to pull up his page right here.
Yeah.
Like
wins.
They're not like really notable names or anything. They're not like an Alonzo Menefield, but
you got a UFC fighter in there. Bevan Lewis?
Yep, yeah, Bevan Lewis, yeah. Niall Bartling. Niall Bartling he did have top control in the first round of that fight for a while, but he ended up getting good position and got a really quick finish in that second round. Menafield, he's on the out, I think. And there's a 5-inch reach advantage for Julius Walker. 81 compared to 76 inches of reach.
Yeah.
So I think Julius Walker's getting a KO in the first round. I don't think Alonzo Menafield's like a good game planner or anything who can use his veteran skill or anything. He just runs at dudes and like he just expects a KO. It's like Julius Walker is gonna be able to counterpunch here. 5 inches of reach. No,
I don't hate it. I'm gonna go on the same fight. I'm going fight to end by KO TKO. You can get that at -150.
I like that.
I think, look at Walker. Some of his wins are by ground and pound, yes, but Alonzo Menafield's been KO'd. Julius Walker's, they're both KO guys for the most part. You have that weird, he Darce choked somebody, didn't he, Alonzo Menafield? Was that Jimmy Crute he Darce choked? Oh, he gillied Jimmy Crute, so kind of a weird one, but yeah, I like that fight to end by TKO. I picked Menafield. Wouldn't shock me anyway in the slightest. So yeah, next one, Genie.
I'm trying to get some of the underdogs out of here. We're going Rob Font over Gene Matsumoto.
Yeah.
I wasn't that impressed with Gene Matsumoto against Brad Katona. That was like an incredibly close fight. I think Brad Katona might have outstruck him by 1 or 2 significant strikes as well, and he got 3 takedowns against Gene Matsumoto as well. Mm-hmm. Gene Matsumoto, what was the other one that I was looking at? He got outstruck in one of these fights against Dan Argueta, he got outtaken. Dan landed 9 takedowns in that one, but he got a finish in that one. So that's neither here nor there. But Rob Font, he looked incredible against Kyler Phillips, and he's no chump. He's only losing to the best of the best. Gene Matsumoto's not on that level, I don't think. I think plus 151 is a disrespectful line.
I agree. I was looking at first for Rob Font plus 3.5. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I can probably find it here. Yeah,
I got it. It's -265.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't. That's not what I'm going with. If it was like if you give me Rob Font plus 1.5 or plus 3.5 for like -150, I'd probably hammer that. I don't know. I was thinking about it, but I'm picking Rob Font. Let me put it that way. I picked Rob Font. I might wait a little bit. Maybe that's a value play. I wait for the line to come up. See if I get like a plus 170 maybe on him, something like that. Okay. I will go for my official pick, Song Yadong, -5.5 points, -140.
Okay.
I think he can finish Cejudo. Cejudo's pretty old. And if not, I don't think Cejudo is going to be able to wrestle him, really. So this is more like finish with that, he's plus 5.5 isn't that much in 5-round fights. And, look at the Ricky Simone fight for Yadong. If he hadn't TKO'd Simone, that would have been like a 50-45, 49-46. So I'm thinking either something like that or maybe a TKO. Henry's so old, man. 38 at bantamweight. You gave me a face though. Do you not agree with me?
I have Cejudo plus 5.5 written down.
Cejudo plus 5.5.
Yeah, I was looking at it plus 110. I kind of liked the line. I kind of liked it a bit.
Okay.
For that to lose, that means it would have to be a 4. One of the judges has to give him a 4-1, Song Yadong, like a 49-46, which could happen. But I think Cejudo is going to have a close fight. I don't think he's fully out of it. 37 years old, he was hanging in there with Aljamain Sterling, Merab. That fight was a little less close, but.
Hey, he hurt Merab.
Merab in that first round. He did. This could be but Song Yadong. Look at his best wins, though. Like Chris Gutierrez.
Yeah.
Is that his best win? I get he was doing good against Corey Sandhagen. He took a round off Piotr Jan, but Piotr Jan's a notorious slow starter who always takes the first round off.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know. It's the age.
Yeah, I
It's
get the age. I do get that, but I think Cejudo
time
has a
off.
lot of skills, and it's not like he has like a reach disadvantage here. He's got a height disadvantage of 4 inches, but he's always fighting taller guys. I don't.
I feel good about. I'm gonna regret this, I know, but is this an official one?
Yeah, I was gonna. I think Cejudo 5.5 is gonna be. I'll have to combat you with one.
We'll go with it. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Yeah, let's go Cejudo. We'll go warring spreads here.
All right.
So that being said, I am deciding between 2, and I want you to tell me which one I should pick. Okay. They're the same line, same stat. We're looking at significant strikes. Okay.
Okay.
I'm deciding between Ibo Aslan over 29 significant strikes.
Okay.
And where was this other one? It's great television. Julius Walker over 17.5 significant strikes. First, you tell me which one I'm picking. Next, I'll tell you why I'm picking it.
I'd pick the Julius Walker one.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Julius Walker, I'm going to pick that because it's just a crazy number, 17.5 strikes. I mean, for the most part, Menifield's gone over that. The one, his opponents have gone over that. The one fight he didn't was just that one. I guess there's 2. There's 2. Recently, semi-recently. The Mishik Sturkinov one where he just deadened him instantly. And the Carlos Ulberg one where he got deaded instantly, just ran at him.
Yeah.
But look at these numbers. Willie Knight got 55. Ed Herman got 41. Jimmy Crute, 26. 31 for Jimmy Crute. 93, Jacoby. 15 for Alonzo Menifield, granted. But I think this is one where both guys are a little nervous. It goes into the second, maybe a little longer. And yeah, we get some significant strikeage.
I could see it. Yeah, I could see it. 17.5 isn't that much too. That could happen in the first round and still be a finish too. So
yeah. I'm not. It's not official, but the Ibo Aslan one, like Ibo Aslan, his last fight was 50 seconds. He got 28 strikes. Significant.
Oh
strikes.
Wow. Yeah.
So that's why I'm looking at that. Something new I'm venturing into, but next up.
I'm going Melquizael Costa at -117. Yeah. I like him at this low of a line against Andre Fili. Sure. I think he could submit him. I think he could get a flash knockout on the feet. I think he could win a decision here. Andre Fili, his last fight against Cerrone, was it Cerrone or
no? It wasn't Cowboy. Who was it?
I'm mixing
not
up the
Cowboy.
names. I'm mixing up the
Swanson.
names.
Cub Swanson.
Yeah, Cub Swanson. My bad. I thought Cub Swanson should have won that fight anyways, but it was a really close fight. But Cub landed like takedowns in the third round and like outstruck him by like 15 significant strikes in the third round as well. I thought Cub should have definitely won that decision, but he robbed Hakeem Dawodu anyways, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
I think Costa wins this fight no matter where it goes. Like
fair enough.
He got a nice submission in his last fight, Nerdenbike. I think he takes this one. It's a good line.
I don't hate it. I do not hate it. Yeah, I mean, I picked him. I was a little less confident. I thought this was gonna be closer, but I'm not gonna hate that. I still picked him for a reason, you know. My last one, I'm gonna go here. I don't know. You kind of like one of these guys, so we'll see. I'm going to parlay, 2-leg parlay, Nursultan Rizaboyev and Javid Basharat. both around 251, 270 for each guy, minus 109 when you put them together. I like that. Two guys, I think Rizboyev, McConaughey is not very good, in my opinion. And I think Rizboyev can take him down, kind of win on the feet. He's huge. Yep. And I don't really like McConaughey. He had 2 weight cuts, right? He was the tough enough guy. I don't have my notes in front of me. McConaughey was cutting weight for a 185 fight last week. Has to do it again this week. Mm-hmm. Doesn't scream UFC debut in front of the lights ready. And then you got Javi Basharat. Listen to our predictions episode. I think he just kind of outsmarts Ricky Simone, who's just, I think he's done at this point. Yeah, that's my last one.
I got one more just because you said Nursultan. I got to give a shout out to this line here. Nursultan by KO at plus 145. I'd put a lot of money on that one, man. I think that's a hammer. That's a really good line. There's a lot of value there. You got to do at least 2 units on that one, maybe even 3. I'm going heavy on Nursultan by KO.
I like it. I'd probably go, KO. Don't hate it. Yeah. All right. Sorry, I was thinking through that. I didn't actually. Matt and I hadn't talked through. You know how it goes. You've been on the prediction show. We don't necessarily pick a method. You don't ask how. You don't ask how. You just ask how many. Right.
Yes. Yeah.
All righty. So those are our best bets. Jumping into the sparring sessions parlay of the week. Jeannie, you have the calculator ready. You got the many legal sports books up. Legal sports books, I said. And I'll let you go first. Who are you picking?
My first line, first leg of the parlay. We're going Melchizedek Costa. I think minus 117 to get the parlay started. It's a good line. And I really do think he's going to win this fight, probably by a finish over Andre Fili.
I like it. We mentioned that earlier. Matt and I talked about that, both picking Costa. I got to save Will's pick for last. Would you agree? I think that goes last. I'm going to Sultan Rozaboyev. We need some chalk. We need a win, more importantly. And you're in on his TKO. I'm in on him. I think this is probably like one of the better lines. That's not an underdog. I didn't want to pick an underdog. All right. I told Will, we're a believer in free will, free speech on this podcast. I told Will I need a podcast parlay leg, and I need it stat, and I need a lock. To be fair, he gave me Angela Hill. He gave me Jack Jenkins. Jack Jenkins didn't look horrible in that fight. Lost, but without saying what his bet is, I'm going to read his explanation first to try to convince you, okay? You can probably guess, but all bias aside, I think these odds are crazy. He's going this fighter has gotten so much better since their first fight. I think this fighter's striking has come a long way. I think his body kicks will hurt opponent he's facing. And yes, this is Brendan Allen. Will's pick is Brendan Allen plus 3.5.
Plus 3, okay.
Yeah. I talked him into plus 3.5. These odds are crazy, but I don't know. Picking a plus 220 Brendan Allen is not something I am overly interested in. That being said, I think he can win a round. Fluffy kind of gives up the first round, and there's a 3-round fight. Brendan Allen won a round against Imavov. I think he won the first against Strickland. Won a few against Curtis. He can win a round here. Plus 3.5 is a good number. What are we at for the parlay odds?
Having troubles punching in the minus 3.5 into it here. It is.
What's
1 second.
Is it because the book you're on won't let you parlay props?
It is a plus 360.
Plus 360. Okay.
Yeah.
pretty good. Middle of the road for, we had a plus 780 something. We had a plus 280. We had a plus, what was our first one? Plus 190, I want to say.
Yeah, I think it was the plus 200s at least. I think
Plus
they were like
200s.
plus 260
Okay.
maybe.
Somewhere there.
Yeah.
Getting some of that middle of the road now. So we'll see. We'll see how this one goes.
Pray for that one.
It'll be an exciting one, nonetheless, if this happens. Right, there you go. I need Robin Williams right now. Into something a little less, less committal, less formal. I'm even going to say I don't have a ton here. I'm just going to go through and mention some odds, some value plays I want to mention. You went first on the best bets, so I'm going to go here. I'm going to start us off with John Silva by points.
Okay.
Bagdasaryan's pretty tough. You can get that for plus 250.
I like that a lot.
The KO power's a worry, but Dober's got an iron chin. Bagdasaryan doesn't really get KO'd. He got subbed, but he doesn't really get KO'd. And yeah,
I like that a lot. That's my official pick, anyways. Gene Silva by decision. That's what I picked.
Okay.
So I like that a lot. I think a value play that definitely deserves a mention. I'm hesitant picking him, but I definitely am going to pick Brendan Allen by submission.
Okay. Yeah.
Put a couple dollars on it at plus 700. It's definitely worth a couple dollars. He's really good throwing up submissions, and if you watch their first fight, like he was close in a lot of scenarios, with like a lot of like knee bars, right? Heel hook and stuff like that. So it was. I think he definitely could submit Anthony Hernandez. They're going to be scrambling a lot, I think.
Yeah.
I'd be a lot more sure if it was a 5-rounder, but I still think it could happen in a 3. So plus 700.
Look at Allen's subbed Andre Muniz and who was the other guy in the main event? Paul Craig.
Yes,
two well-known grapplers, two guys who are submission artists themselves. So I don't hate it. Would you get it at plus 700? You said?
Yeah, plus 700. Says on that online.
I like it. A line that hasn't dropped yet. I mentioned it earlier. Vanderford inside the distance. If that comes in north of I feel like plus 220 on it. Plus 250, I would love. I'm not the best with combining odds myself, so I'm gonna. You can't. The book I'm on. This fight was announced today, so I don't really have the greatest idea of what. I think the line will change a lot before we get some props. But if you're looking at a plus 135 for the Vanderford straight, and you're looking at a minus 105 for the under 2.5, it's like a plus 359. So maybe I go. If I can get plus 300 on Vanderford inside the distance, I'm taking it. Yeah. What do you got next for me?
Basharat minus 3.5 plus 110. I think it's I think he definitely is going to win 3 rounds. Well, not definitely, but I think he definitely could win 3 rounds against Ricky Simone. It's not a crazy ask. And Basharat, people are acting like he's terrible. When that Ayman Zahabi fight came down to a strike or 2 in the second round, Basharat could have won that fight by decision and nobody would have complained. He's still 14-1, really good kickboxer. His front kicks, side kicks. His movement's really good. I don't think Simone's going to be taking him down a bunch at least. And even in his last couple fights when Simone can land takedowns, he's still losing those rounds. He's still losing those fights. Mm-hmm. He landed 2 takedowns in the last 3 fights that he's lost. So I think Basharat takes 3 rounds.
I don't dislike it at all. I might look. Basharat by points is plus 160.
Okay.
It's not an official value play for me, but I don't know. I like those too. He's not a finisher, so Basharat isn't. I think we both agree he's going to win. So points minus 3.5. These are good numbers. For me, I'm gonna go. I was just looking at it. Oh geez, where is it? Nursultan Ruzaboyev, higher than significant strikes. You can get that at 20.5 right now.
Okay.
I think let me pull up his UFC stats. I'm assuming you're on there as well. But Sultan lands about 2.5 significant strikes a minute. He hit this in the Joaquin Buckley fight. He got close-ish in the Cedric Dumas fight, but that was just kind of like that was a weird fight. So I don't know. For some reason, I think this is going to go a little bit, maybe like a round. And I think that he can rack up 20, maybe get some. I know ground and pound is a little more, it's not always called significant, but if you get some power shots in there, they will call a few of those significant. And yeah, I think we see a little bit of time in this fight.
I really like Rob Font by KO at plus 750. Listen, I'm seeing Brad Katona against Gene Matsumoto. I'm seeing Brad Katona land like 3-piece combo, snapping Gene Matsumoto's head back, like keeping up with him, landing 90 significant strikes on Gene Matsumoto. Rob Font, he hits hard. He hits real hard. And I get when was Rob Font's last KO?
It's been a while.
He has 9 wins by KO though. He KO'd Yanez in 2023. And that was a big upset.
Does it make you worried that he didn't KO Cody Garbrandt?
Yeah. Cody's a weird guy, though.
He is a weird guy. Can I propose something to you?
What's that?
What'd you say the line was?
Plus 750.
Plus 750 for KO. I might look at fighter wins inside the distance. No action goes to decision. No action if it goes to decision inside the distance. You know the bet I'm talking about. Basically, if it goes to the cards, you get your money back. I'm seeing Rob Font at plus 300 on other site that you're not on that will not be named. I might like that a little bit more, get a little more money back. I do like the KO line, but this is, I don't know. If you can get like still good underdog odds at a value play like that, that's going to be my official one. Thoughts?
I like that. I only have it at plus 195 for me, but I like that still. The thing is, I don't think Rob Font would win by submission.
I mean, he's a vet, though. That's the thing. That's a
good point. Like he doesn't usually, but this would be the time where you bet on him by KO and he pulls off a guillotine choke like he did against Silva do Andrade.
He's working with who is in what's his name? He was in Cater's Corner last week. The GSP's coach. Frasahabi.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, GSP's coach, right?
Yeah, he's a good coach.
Working the ground a little bit, So I don't know. Just a thought. All right. Any value plays for me? I mean, these are just kind of informal.
Yeah, I think that might do it for me. Maybe the under 1.5 rounds in the Ibo Aslan and Kutalaba fight. It's even money, minus 120.
I like it. I could see. Yeah. I mean, I could see it, especially on a Ibo Aslan KO. So, yeah. All right. Well, that'll be for value plays. Sorry about the. This has been a pretty informal episode. Going behind the curtain, we do our notes, we do our research for these fights, and a lot of these fights are really short notice, and we just got a lot of these lines today or in the last few hours. So a lot of the value plays, especially, we have to be a little more reactive instead of proactive. So a lot of clicking around. That being said, I like all our picks. A few I might wait on, check the trend, but for the most part, I don't disagree with much except for the warring
Cejudo.
spreads we got. Thank you, Jeannie, for coming on. We can find you
Always a
at
pleasure. UFC Genie on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Look me up. I post my predictions. I post recaps. I kind of am pretty wish-washy with my upload schedule. I got to get better with that, but you can always rely on me for post my full card picks, at least. So
yeah, and we can always rely on you, hopefully, for a sparring sessions parlay leg.
yeah.
You are going to continue being in the parlay. So as well.
I haven't lost a leg yet.
Have not lost a leg yet. I cannot say the same. That is all for us. Thanks again, Jeannie, and thank you for listening. We hope you win some money. Maybe you hate everything we say. Fade us and win some money that way. Not a horrible strat. Hope you win some money anyway. Adios.